Hey, darlings, it's your friend Kevin. And well, this is your card of the day. All right, so we're using the Archangel Michael Sword of Light Oracle Deck this week by Radley Valentine. The illustrations by Echo Chernik, and we've got our Change Your Life, Archangel Chamuel. Number 16, the sudden revelations that are coming to you offer you freedom and breaking free from holding you back, breaking free from holding you up, breaking free from the fears that get you stuck in the past. So embrace the opportunities that are coming this week and make the changes that you feel drawn to make. Today is a number 4 day, and the isms I've pulled is it's not what you show, it's how you show up. Show up brilliant, show up bright, show up like the star in the darkest of night. You are that. And my affirmation, I am bringing the light of God, grateful for all that I have received so far and all that is on the way. And remember, any of the rubble in the road, any of the bumps along the way, they're lessons. They teach us. They teach us to let go of it. They teach us to drop it. They teach us to see it for what it is. No sense. Okay, here we go. Loving Father of the sky, caring Mother of the earth, angels, ancestors, light beings from all 4 corners and all realms, I welcome you to this space, and it gives me pleasure to be your messenger. Thank you, thank you, thank you for revealing to me what I need to know. I set the intention to see, feel, hear, and know your sacred words and deliver a message in a way that enlightens, inspires, brings love, hope, clarity to all those who come. So be it. So shall it be. Thank you for that card that dropped out. And I think that is the card of the day. Yes, yes, yes. Or no, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, got it. Okay, good. Oh, look at this. You are correct. Whatever you've got on your mind, whatever you have intuitively, you are correct. You have listened to your inner guidance and you've made a wise choice. Keep moving forward. Now, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to suggest that to most of you that you have somehow found a way to lift beyond the humdrum of the so-so. Now, I'm going to look at my Moonology card by Yasmin Boland, because we've got a new moon in Sagittarius. And the new moon in Sagittarius is today, right now. The key words for this particular day: concentrate, healing, seeing the confusion for what it is. And just like this woman who looks like she's just had a little bit too much of the good stuff, and no, nothing wrong with it. I am not judging, but to me, when I'm looking at this is a champagne cork going off, and she's part of the bubbles. So I'd say, you've got to see the funny side of life, and then see the much, much bigger picture. Chamuel says, I'm showing you the bigger picture. You're just so close to it. You've got to take a step back and look at it. You've got to get some perspective on this. So the first thing is that it's always a chance to step back and see that bigger picture. So we find ourselves paying attention to the close details and focusing on the worries and focusing on looking around us. Well, take a bit of imagine you can go up 30,000 feet and you can look down, maybe even 10. That gives you a good perspective. Get some perspective on the fact that in everything that you're doing, in everything that you've done, in everyone that you've met, and everyone that you've sort of said, see you later, goodbye to, these are blessings that keep you moving forward. The new moon has some slightly confusing aspects right now. Like the Gemini new moon earlier this year, Gemini being the opposite sign of Sagittarius, the new moon is clashing, having a bit of a set to with the planet of Neptune, which brings in some confusion, brings in a little bit of deception. That's part of it. And it looks like it does have a very positive side, though. So go back 6 months, go back to June, May, July. Was there something going on that perhaps you were a little bit confused about, not sure about? Was there a little bit of some deception happening? It could be that there is some kind of fallout coming, or with any luck, a closure to the fallout. This is really times sometimes when we look back on our life and we see the things that perhaps weren't quite as pleasant, if you will. Don't want to say anything else about that, but just things that were a bit bumpy. So the planet Mars apparently is in harmony with Chiron under this new moon. So we could really benefit from some kind of spiritual or physical or something like that. I would say do some yoga, meditation, Tai Chi. I like going on angel walks. That's my thing to do. Getting out in nature, walking by the pond or the lake or this or in the forest or somewhere grounding, and just go for a walk. Be proactive about your meditations this week, or whatever practical practice works for you. I like my meditations. I like sleeping with my meditations. You know why? I think because Neptune brings in, and some of those doesn't quite know what end is up, what end is not up. The human side of our existence tends to clash and get in the way. I wrote some notes about today's number, and I'm going to have a little chat with them. Go over here. There you go, so I can face you. Oh, by the way, thank you for those people that took a look at the pop-up promotions I did yesterday. I did get a reading, and I'm so grateful for that. Grateful. Really. And if you know people, or if you think that, I'm probably going to do these again because they're popular. I think a lot of folks not sure about getting a reading or what kind of reading to get from me. I've done this a lot. I've probably studied I don't know how many different modalities of divination. And I guess the point I'm making, not to make myself out to be this incredibly qualified psychic, I just had to organize what does each one of these tools do, and how can I use these tools like a paintbrush or a pencil or a chalk or something to get the information, because it just comes. And I usually ask right before I do a reading for somebody, do you think they want pendulum work, or do you think they want, yes and no answers? Are they just a bit vague about what's happening? All of the above is good. My purpose is to be a little bit like a spiritual RX. What does this person really need to know right now? And how can we help to put them in the direction to actually get clear messages? And it could be you want to hear from one of your ancestors. You want to know if one of your pets is. Now, I'm not an animal communicator. I've got animals. And yes, I seem to gather wildlife like you wouldn't believe. And sometimes I'm sitting there watching a bird who's watching me, and we're having a little chit chat going on. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I can talk to any bird out there in the sky. Probably could if I try, but not something I've done a lot of. But I do get messages from energies from people that have passed, and they're usually really lovely. They're usually really kind. They're usually really giving. There's always something that comes with it. So it feels to me like when I guess you call it channeling, but like I talk to Beatrice and I talk to Gertrude, there's a purpose. There's a reason. They've got a job, and I happen to be the conduit of that job. I got to get this to you. I'm digressing, and the clock's ticking. And I love you, Gertrude. Get on with it. That's how just get on with it. Okay. Oh, Beatrice is telling her to hush. He's doing a good job. Okay, so we've got a number 4 today. Now, what I wrote down about the number 4 in angel numbers, angel numerology really, it's rigid structure and developing trust, developing that inner trust here, to be able to go about securing your endeavors. For example, somebody's talking about something going retrograde. I'm assuming it's going to be Mercury. I'd have to look. That's a pause. That's kind of like a review. That's like let's have a look at it. Let's see. Let's just have a little bit of a relax. And I think Mercury going into retrograde, sliding us nicely into 2024 is actually a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, so we've got that going on. The message from your angels is to trust that your guardian angels, those that are always with you, always have been with you, no matter what, are being called by your desires and what you want. They're standing in line, like waiting. They're a bit like the soul cleaners, really. Spiritual mop and bucket in hand. They're here to help you, to take away your concerns, to wash it, to mop it up. They love doing that stuff because they see how free you get to be afterwards. Like they've done a good job. So trust. You must trust all their guidance. You must trust this intuition. You must trust your soul. And that's what really this is about. Trust. Oh, okay. Beatrice, bless you. What do you want to say? She's saying in your human world right now, you are living in uncertainty and you're living in the what she is loving about you and what she is appreciating about this and you and us and this community is the desire, the intuition, the intention to lift everybody, to lighten everybody, to go forward. That is such a wonderful intention. And she keeps reminding that the distraction from the intention is where the problem lies. We can see clearly, feel clearly, and then when we get that clarity of what we see and what we feel and what we know in here, that intuition, whether you're a practicing psychic or not, doesn't matter. When you get that, there is a desire to get confirmation. Two things happen, Beatrice is saying. The first confirmation comes from seeing it, getting presented by it, the receipts of it, confirmation that you are on the right path, things, green lights, traffic stops, no traffic when you're on your journey. These little tiny things are your indication that you're on the right pathway. You're thinking in the right direction. Other confirmation come from your fellow humans who show up in the line that you were saying, oh, I was just thinking about you, and they show up. That's more confirmation. These are confirmations that we are going to have to start relying upon, because she's got to be very careful here. We live in a very distrustful culture. The distrust is coming from the need of some humans to contain the control. What does that mean? So Gertrude, I love Gertrude because she puts that play. She says, dearie, the world is running amok. They've lost their minds. And she said at one point they were calling all of us psychics, woo-woo people crazy. She said, but look what they're doing. She said, it's okay. You just have to put the cups and saucers back on the table and keep pouring the tea. Through all the madness and the mayhem, put the cups and saucers back on the table and keep pouring the tea. I love this. I love these two energies because one is giving us facts and figures and the other one is saying, listen, here's how it is. This is what you've got to do. This is how you've got to do it. And this is the way you've got to go. It's just you two energies, and I just think the world of you, and I'm so grateful that you've just popped in the last 3 months to bring us all these wonderful messages. Is there anything else you two ladies need to know? They're sitting there saying, Beatrice is saying, listen, keep going, people. Keep trusting. Talk to your guardian angels. Talk to your ancestors. The ones that you know for sure that are in your heart that have left us. They haven't left you and they haven't left us. They just dropped the body that couldn't hold them. And I want to talk about that in my series on channeling. I'm going to do a series in January. That's going to be like a monthly chit-chat call about that, the fact that we can all channel energy. Not necessarily go into trances, but we can all channel it. And I'm going to start with what it is, why we do it, and the need to keep doing it. And with that said, thank you so much. I love you. Until tomorrow, be well. Be grateful, be well, be grateful, be loved, feel loved. The universe just adores you, just as you are. You're perfect. Until tomorrow, bye for now.